So I wanted to just have a little bit of a discussion videos. This is going to be a yap shit. There'll be gameplay in the background if that intrigues you. But I just want to talk about, where I am with this game and the state of it. The last time you saw me post anything related to this game was me uninstalling the game. And I did eventually, like after a few days, install it again. So I took like just, a few days off from playing FC24. And mostly what I've, come to the conclusion of and where I'm at with this game. I'm probably going to uninstall it again because the urge to play it isn't even there. I installed it to get gameplay for this video, but I'm probably going to uninstall it again because the urge to play the game isn't there. But what I wanted to talk about was, where I am with the game, what led to me wanting to install the game. For the most part, I think people will see that short of me uninstalling the game and think to themselves, oh, he's just mad that he's losing games. And it's like, I've made it perfectly freaking clear in my video with the I'm done title that it's not even about the gameplay or the losing. It's grinding a video game and not feeling like you're getting rewarded. That's mostly where I'm like so annoyed and done with this game is just wanting to be rewarded for playing the game. If you're grinding the shit out of this game and you're not getting really rewarded for it, you're not gonna want to play it. I said it in that video where it's like, if I'm playing Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege, or I'm playing NBA 2K, if I'm playing Madden, if I'm playing any video game, you want to be rewarded for your time and your effort put into the game. There's always something to achieve when it comes to grinding a game out, and you always try to find something to grind with it. So like if you're playing a game like XDefiant, which I just posted XDefiant video on my main channel, if you're playing something like XDefiant, you find something that you want to achieve. You look at the challenges and say, okay, they want me to get 10,000 blocks with the shield so I can unlock this character I want to play as. You go do that, voila, you have the character you want. So in this kind of context, it's like, all right, they want me to grind the SBCs with the hopes of getting good players out of the 82 plus picks or out of packs or whatever, and then you don't. It's like, cool, I mudded my club and got rid of all of my golds to get nothing, or to get the same goals back, or I don't think I necessarily have to like explain it too much when it comes down to it. I feel like if you play FC24, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm referring to when I say you're doing, every SBC when it comes to the 82 plus pick, the 78 times whatever, the 85 times 5, the 84 player pick. Like if you're doing all these things, your daily logins, you're doing all the objectives, you're just doing all the grinding necessary to try to do that gamble of getting players that you want. And then on the flip side, even if you don't get the players that you want, you'll still be happy to get something. Like if you're doing all this stuff and you want Frankie De Jong or you want Pedri, but you get like Forlin, you're like, all right, that's it's not Frankie or Pedri, but I'll take Forlin. You're doing all that stuff and you get like great of the game icon secure, and you're like, it's not it's not Beasley, or it's not Adams, it's not whoever it is that you want, but you'll take it because it's at least something, even if it's like a fodder icon, or fodder Path of the Glory, or fodder Copa America, or fodder whatever. If it's part of the promo, you're at least satisfied because you got something from the promo. You don't want to feel like you're not getting anything out of the promo, and that matters a lot, by the way. The reason why it matters to get things out of the promo is because you want to see your team change with the promo. Because if your team doesn't change with the promo, you aren't really improving your team, because each promo moves the power curve a little further, and that power curve matters a lot. So if you are someone who has a starting 11 of 92s and 93s, and you don't get anyone for the Path of Glory, you're missing out big, because everyone else is getting 96s. 96s can turn to 97s and 98s and so on. You're getting 95s that can turn to 97s. They're getting all these cards that can evolve, not evos in terms of like, evos, but like evolve into just being better cards. Like they're live cards. So you're behind the power curve. And being behind the power curves matters, because if you're getting against them, no matter how good you are, there's going to be lucky bounces, because this game is this game. This is a game that, you know, is very inconsistent, that has very bad gameplay at times. It has inconsistent pings, has a lot of lag. There's a lot of bullshit in this game. You can be a good player and lose to a bad player because they had a slightly better team than you, and because that day the gameplay was in a way to where, you know, your players are all running in the mud or running very slow, but their players aren't just Barry Allen. You know, you're having these games where your players with intercept, they're intercepting the ball, but the ball's bouncing off of them back into the opponent player who they intercepted the ball from. But on the flip side, your opponent just sticks a leg out and it stuck to their leg like a fucking magnet. This game is very inconsistent. And I'll say it for myself, I've beaten players who I definitely don't think I'm better than. I've beaten players who I think are miles better than me, but I won that day because of potentially the gameplay and potentially because of lag. I mean, just bad luck. There were shots that they took that they probably should have went in and didn't. And just, you know, just to call a buck, I because of the way that I play the game, again, for those who don't know how I play the game, I play a very Barcelona-like style, which is basically just set around tiki-taka, you know, technical and passing the ball around a lot, which generally means I control a lot of possession. So if I'm playing people who they're basically are better than me, there's a good chance that I might win. And the keyword is might. I might win solely off the fact that they're not even getting the ball to get a chance, because I'm just holding the ball so much when it comes to possession. I'm passing the ball around a lot, and we're spending most of the game in their half. Even if I only win by freaking if I went 3-0 or 3-1, we're spending most of the game in their half instead of my half, so they're not getting shots off. You know, I had a game. It's not one of the ones that I recorded, but the guy I played against, he didn't get a single freaking shot the entire game. He did have a goal. He had 2 goals. He had a goal off a pin, which doesn't count towards your shot total. I think he had a header, which again I don't think counts your shot collection. So by the end of the game, I had like 10 shots at 0. And it's like, and I won that game. I want to say 6-2, and I think he was better than me, to be honest with you. But like, he just wasn't getting shots, and that happens in this game. You will beat people who are better than you, and you'll lose people who aren't as good as you are, because this game is random. And that's kind of like why people complain about this game's gameplays. That is, it can be random. There can be a little bit of RNG, not DDA. DDA is not a real thing. When it comes to the topic of DDA, that's not a real thing. It's a thing when it comes to the playing against AI. So if you're playing squids, if you're playing in career mode, DDA is a thing. Every sport game has it. Every sport game, when it comes to playing against AI, has DDA, which for those who don't know what it means, is dynamic difficulty adjustment. Basically, it just means that the game will get harder as it goes on if you're, you know, doing certain things that lead the AI to believing that you're a better player. And that's been a thing for a while. If you're a play like, you know, 2K My Career, and you're like destroying a team, but in the 4th quarter they become a god team. We're playing Madden, 4th quarter they become a god team. That's DDA. If you're playing MLB The Show, and you know the ball's a beach ball, and you're just smacking that thing over the fence every single game you're playing, and then one game you can't hit for shit. You know, that's DDA. Or you're pitching, you're like you're straight up, you're prime Nolan Ryan, or you know your prime Verlander, or whoever you want to throw in there. But in one game, you can't freaking get a strike for your life. That's DDA. This game doesn't necessarily have that when it comes to playing against other players, but there is scripting in this game. When I say scripting, I don't mean like, you know, the game picks who's going to win out the gate. Scripting is something that's in every video game. Every video game has scripting as part of the code and things like that. So when you have all these animations, though, you have all these animations, you have lag and things like that, that can interfere with the scripting. So you might have situations where, you know, you go for a pass, but that pass doesn't go where you thought it was going to go because of, you know, there's a conflict between the scripting and animations. There's a video about that. You know, you go find the video and watch it yourself. I don't make this video too long talking about, you know, how all that stuff works. But generally what I'm trying to say is this game can be random. You can lose to people who are worse than you. You can be people who are better than you. It's just that kind of game. So before wrapping things up, what I do want to also add in is, you know, going back to where we are, where I am now with this game. I lost my way. And when I say I lost my way, what I mean is, remember when I first started making FC videos on this channel? Go back to those older videos, my first few videos when it comes to FC. My mentality towards this game was different back then than it is now. And the reason is very, very simple. Back then, I wasn't a good player. I was new to the game. Because again, you gotta remember, when it comes to FC, I didn't start playing this game until February. Like when it comes to online, I bought the game like late January or February. And when it comes to, and that's when it comes to me and FIFA in general, I always buy the game, in January or February, because I don't think buying sport games at full price is a smart thing. But I've always played these games since like 2014. But again, keep in mind, when I played this game for like the last 10 years, I only played career mode. I will play career mode on professional, and that's it. I touched Ultimate Team like once to just do like games against AI. I never played against other players in FC until this year in February or March. Whenever that first video you guys saw, that was my first time playing this game online against other players. My mentality back then was different than it is now. Back then, I was not a good player. I didn't have a good team, and I didn't care about winning. I just wanted to enjoy football. Whereas now, I'm a better player. I'm in an above average freaking division. And I have a solid team. My mentality switched. It switched from being a casual player to being someone who is more of the hardcore crowd. And when that mentality switch happened, I took the game more serious, because back then I wasn't taking the game serious at all. It was whatever it is what it was. It was a game that I was playing 3 games every few days, versus a game where now I play 3 games every day. Like, it's still not my main game, but before I do my Twitch stream, I'll play 3 games of FC. And after my Twitch stream, if I'm in a mood, I might play 3 more. If it's a weekend, I will do 10 games weekend league on a Saturday, and then do the last 10 on Sunday, or to do 10 on Sunday and then 10 on Monday. And so it's like I became a more serious player, and I became more of someone who takes the game way too serious, to a point to where everything pissed me off. And I think that's an important thing to understand. Like, when you take a game serious, everything pisses you off. The slightest miscommunication between your players pisses you off. You pass to the left, it goes to the right, that pisses you off. Your keeper, who you're not controlling because you don't want to control keepers, because everyone hates the idea of keep movement, and I don't even want to try to learn to do keep movements. I don't want to keeper at all. So you just rely on that AI to just get that save, and then they can't. Pisses you off. The smallest things annoy you that wouldn't have annoyed you when you're casual, because when you're casual, you just didn't care. Like, it was what it was. You didn't necessarily give a shit. Whereas now you do. When you're playing the game that much, especially if people play the game way more than I do, everything annoys you. This game gives me so much stress, which is why I uninstalled it. Like, and when I say that, understand this. I get stressed out and get headaches playing this game when I'm winning, because even when I'm winning, I'm pissed off, because there's things that happens in those games that I'm winning that still annoy me. Be it a lucky bounce that leads to my 3-0 game becoming a 3-1 game, or I should have had a 4th goal to be 4-0. Whatever. There's always something that irritates me, that just stresses me out. And I always say this: if a video game is causing you actual pain, you need to stop playing. I stopped playing because it was giving me headaches, and I was just getting stressed. And I was getting stressed to a point, like the headaches, it only happened like once, but the stress was so common, and it would leave me so pissed off throughout the rest of the day. I would literally do a Twitch stream, be annoyed at everything, because I was stressed from playing FC, before stream. And again, I don't see myself as a good player. I always say in my videos, I'm above average at best. Even back then, I would say I'm average at best. Now I say I'm above average at best, because I do think I've gotten better at the game to say I'm above average at best. But I'll never say that I'm actually good at the game, just above average. And I will say, and that's just skill wise. When it comes to the mentality, when it comes to mental, I think I'm very, very good when it comes to the mentals of the game, and being able to explain players and see what their stats do and things like that. I'm very good for that. I always say this when it comes to sports. Sometimes good players don't make good coaches, but bad players do, because sometimes you can be a bad player, but have an understanding of the game that excels to where you become a good teacher. you know. So, and that happens a lot. And it happens a lot in sports. We have all of these amazing coaches in football, soccer, basketball, whatever sport, and these coaches are amazing, but they weren't good at playing, you know. And that's because like they just had that mentals. Now, so there are some outliers where there's a good coach who also was a good player, but generally, a lot of the times, the best coaches weren't good players. And I see myself in that same way, where it's like, I have a great brain. I can explain everything when it comes to this game and what makes a good player and things like that, but I'm just above average when it comes to my actual gameplay and me when it comes to playing the game. But again, I just want to make a video just to talk about where I am with this game, and you know, will there be more content? I don't know. I don't know when it comes to uploading videos to this game. I thought about you know, doing some for Evos, because I always say like I don't like doing videos for people who are popular. I like doing videos for people who aren't popular. Like, you know, I did Yuki Nagasato for one of the recent free Evos that they did. I did Scarlett Camberos for one of the free Evos that they did. Marley Sansa for free Evo that they did. I just didn't do the videos for them because I was just like, I don't care about this game. But you know, where there be future videos? If there is, there is. If there isn't, there isn't. That's the best I can say, because I just don't know. I don't know where I'm going to be with this game in a month. I don't know where I'm going to be with this game, you know, when 25 comes out. I don't know. This channel isn't supposed to be just FC. It's supposed to be a sport channel for all sports that I watch and I play and want to talk about. But anyways, with all of that said, that is it for me. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all stay safe, another free Becon, being boy, Museum Archer. That's something else I didn't talk about. It's about the community, and I'm not going to, because who cares? You know, talk about this game's community is irrelevant, because when it comes to the internet, people will hide. If the community is shit, you will have people who are shit who are acting like they're not shit. I'm not saying shit. I'm not talking about their gameplay. It's just them in general, like shitty people. They'll act like they're not toxic online when it comes to like Twitter and Twitch chats and YouTube comment sections, but like they're part of the problem too. But that's a whole another discussion for a different day. I'm gonna see you guys next week. Boy, Archer out of here. Deuces.